Okay, Mike Sautter here with Nebraska men's basketball's Rienk Mast. Rienk, I just want to start with July 16th, 2025. What was that day like for you?
July 16th.
The first day that you were...
That was the first day that I was back on the court.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was great. I think it was July 16th when I got back into like full practice.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd been like working towards it, getting shots up, and I think I was in some non-contact drills. But from that point on, I was pretty much involved in the whole practice. But no, it was a great feel to just be back on the court and just be allowed to do more. It wasn't like all of a sudden, oh, you're just good to go. We build up to it pretty slowly. But yeah, just to share the court again with the guys was awesome.
You've been known for an unparalleled work ethic. Someone I spoke with said, hey, Rienk, he works harder in his pregame workout or like warm-up than people do in individual like sessions.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
I like to get a sweat in, like to get my body going. As basketball players, we always talk about like catching your second wind, and a lot of guys, that happens at the like first media timeout. You play that first little bit, and then you're dead tired by that first media timeout, and then after that you catch your second wind and you're going. I feel like always when I get a good sweat in warm-ups and get my body going and get my body used to the cutting that happens in games, then like my knees and my body is ready to just go after it right from the start.
When you got back to playing, you said that there were small victories that gave you confidence.
Yeah.
What were some of those small victories?
Just in the overall like rehab process, like you have your surgery, you're on crutches, like going from 2 crutches to 1 crutch to no crutches, like walking, and then you start to relearn how to run. Like we have an alter G where you have the big bubble around your legs and you get pushed up, and just like jogging on a treadmill like that, and you slowly go down in weight to where like how much it pushes you up to where eventually you start running on a treadmill, and then like jump progressions, like just first time leaving the ground again, and like just those type of small victories. And then like first day getting shots up again. I think it was like a year since I shot a jump shot for when I first time got on the gun, and like just those things like that. That's what keeps you motivated. That's what keeps you going. You just want that next progression, next small victory.
Did you make that jump shot or did you miss it?
I think I made it. I think I made it.
It's been 6 weeks since you've been full contact, full go, no restrictions. Has there been a day where you felt pain, or maybe you dove for a loose ball and kind of banged it a little bit? Like, what went through your mind when that happened, if you did?
It's still somewhat uncomfortable. My warm-ups have gotten longer. Like before, I was already like, I want to stretch well, I want to get myself ready, but that took like 20, 25 minutes. Now my warm-ups sometimes take like 35, 40. So it's about like getting the muscles going, and some days like when we went from like the warm weeks to when it got colder, and you kind of feel it in the knees. So it's still uncomfortable, but it's a lot more manageable than it was before the surgery. So I'm very thankful for that.
You had to learn, last year, sitting out was tough. You had to learn to lead with your voice instead of by example.
Yeah.
What are some of the things you learned or grew from by sitting out in that leadership role?
I think with the experience that I've had on the court, I see a lot of things, but sometimes I don't always like say them, and just like being more comfortable in saying what's on my mind. And I've seen a lot of different offenses, defenses, just like using my experience and my basketball knowledge to try and help people in that way, instead of only like showing work ethic or showing how to like make a read or stuff like that, but also like leading with experience of the situations I've been in before.
You 2024, you guys made the NCAA tournament.
Mm-hmm.
What did you learn from that experience?
It was the next step. Like I learned how big of a stage it is. You work towards playing on a stage like that. I feel like the Big Ten prepares you really well for that because you play against really good teams in front of thousands and thousands of fans, like every single game. But the March Madness, the media coverage was a little bigger. Like some of the press conference we had were bigger. And then just the amount of pressure that it puts on you. Like we played in Memphis and just we had shoot around and we drove back to the hotel and you just saw red shirts like everywhere. I think we went out to dinner the night before and you just saw like Nebraska fans everywhere and they'd all traveled to Memphis. So just like how big of a thing it was, that was pretty cool to see.
What will it take for this 2025-26 team to get back to the NCAA tournament and finally get that elusive program, win?
I think we have the talent and the pieces to do it, but we can't start smelling ourselves. Like if we have a really good win, we're gonna have some really good wins, but to bounce back and do the same thing the next game, never get like too high, never get too low, and just have the same focused preparation for every game. If we play really well, we can beat anybody, but if we don't play well, we can also lose to anybody. So we gotta stay focused and dialed in for every game.
It feels like this team was built around you, shooters around you, to kind of open up space and everything. So I want to know who is the best shooter on the team.
That's a tough one because
there's a lot.
I would say, from what I've seen in practice, both Price and Connor, just with their quick release and just the sheer volume of shots they've made all the way up to the start of the season, like both of them, they rival each other like no other. I'd say Price over the summer was like close to 50% from three, so I'd probably give that edge to Price for now, but I know that Connor's going to have stretches in this year where he's going to go off.
What do you like the most about playing in Fred Hoiberg's system, the multi-ball handler system, where you can bring it up? You don't necessarily need a point guard, right? Everyone kind of has their roles, but everyone is pretty versatile. What do you like the most about this system?
I like the spacing. We have a lot of free movement on the court, and just by the way they recruit guys that want to pass. Like I love passing myself and playing with other guys that want to share the ball. Like that makes basketball so fun. If you get to like I love just throwing a pass and like just give somebody an easy layup, or you draw a double team and you throw a great skip pass for a one more shot. Like I don't get the assist, but it's good basketball, and just to like share that's awesome. If you play with guys that all want to do that same thing, that's awesome.
Coach said the team's pretty unselfish this year in 25-26 roster, very unselfish, and every night could be somebody different. That's a leading scorer. Starting lineups could change. You just don't know. Why do you think this team's so unselfish? What makes it unselfish?
Just the character of the guys. All of them have really good character. Over this summer, we've done a lot of team building to where everybody likes each other and wants the best for each other. So that helps. The off-court togetherness helps with the on-court togetherness.
Why did you choose Nebraska? What made that decision when you were transferring?
When I was in the portal, I'd watched a lot of film on a lot of teams that contacted me, and I looked at what coaches told me versus like what their actual play style was and how that aligned. And also kind of we played a system at Bradley where I was pretty successful to find a system that was similar. And I'd say like Fred's system here, I saw the film and I saw myself kind of playing in it. I watched a lot of Derek Walker and what he did. And just to see that, I felt very confident that I was able to fit in that system and give a very positive contribution to the program.
What's next for you after your playing days are over? What do you want to be when you grow up, if you will?
Well, I hope to play basketball for a little
Right.
longer. That's like also with the knee, the surgery. Hopefully that sets me up for a longer pro career. However long that goes, like I'll try and prolong it for as long as possible. Hopefully like 36, 30, like well into my 30s. But after that, I think I've prepared myself well with like my education and then just with the relationships that I build along the way. I've prepared myself well for whatever I want to do after. I haven't decided that yet, but
That's hopefully a long time down the road.
I'm 24 now, which sounds old in college, but in the grand scheme of life, it's still pretty young. So if I play until I'm 36, I still have 12 years to figure out what would be my passion. But I think I've set myself up to have a lot of options if I decide what to pursue.
Do you want to coach maybe someday?
Potentially. I love when I play with my teammates, try and like teach them my way of thinking about basketball, and if we all like get on the same page. Like I love the teaching aspect. I don't always love the dealing with
the other stuff.
dealing with the other stuff. So, but that's something that you can always learn. I definitely wouldn't say no to coaching. I'd be open to it, but we'll see down the road.
I mean, you're a physics major. Why were you a physics major? So there were 2 people in the physics department, right?
No, so
program?
it's a little longer story, but so my freshman year I started the major, and then because there wasn't that many people in it, they kind of got rid of it and stopped it. So my junior and senior year we had class with 4 people total at one point. And I had like one professor that taught like 2 or 3 of my classes in the same semester. So it's just, you'd see each other like all the time.
Why physics? What made you choose that? Besides being smarter than me and most people.
Well, in high school, I loved all the sciences. I loved physics. I loved chemistry. Like I did a chem minor in college as well. But it came easy to me and I was interested in it. And I knew that I wanted to pursue something in that realm. Like outside of basketball, I'm very like interested in like architecture, engineering, stuff like that. So I'm like, let me do physics. Just kind of have a base level, and you can always specialize into whatever way you want to go.
Okay, now I want to have a little fun questions. I need your best Keisei Tominaga story.
Best case. I have some inappropriate ones that I won't say on camera. Best case. I don't know. Probably like he always had his celebration that he was known for. When we played at Northwestern, they kind of started mocking him for it, so he got pretty pissed. He didn't play super well in that game, but I think the next like 3 games he just went off, just because it like pissed him off that they were like mocking him. I'd say that one's it's not
that's fine.
not a fun story, but there's some stories that I won't tell on camera.
Best Fred Hoiberg story.
Yeah.
What best
Fred Hoiberg story. You're asking me tough questions here.
Or best
I
rant.
wasn't. Was I there when he like broke his? No, I wasn't there on the trip where he broke his hand on the clipboard. That was like last year.
Yeah.
I wasn't. Huh?
Also Northwestern.
Yeah, at Northwestern. I wasn't on that trip, unfortunately, because they wanted me to stay back and work on rehab. But the other guys told me how he's very, very mellow, but he apparently got extremely frustrated and like broke his hand on the clipboard. I wish I would have been there to like see that, but unfortunately I wasn't there. That would have been a story for the ages for sure.
So you like to travel. What's the best place you've been?
Well, like recently I did a really cool road trip. Like in August we have a 2-week break between summer and start of fall semester, and I did like 10 national parks in 12 days.
Oh, wow.
So that was like an insane road trip, and we saw like some incredible like places. And one of my favorite ones was probably the Bryce Canyon National Park, and we camped right outside it the night before, and just like the sky was so clear because it's a dark sky park out there. So just like camping outside and just laying on the ground and kind of watching all the stars and watching everything that's out there. That was pretty cool.
What's your quiet place, right? You like to be kind of nature out. What's your quiet place here in Nebraska or around Lincoln?
Yeah. I love going on walks and kind of nature. I have a bike, but unfortunately with the knee, I haven't been able
Probably not great. Yeah.
to go bike around. But I found some good spots here, like Wilderness Park is a really cool little walking area. Pioneers Park has some cool spots. I like going up to like the Eugene T. Mahoney, the parks. There's some parks along the Platte River there that are pretty cool. I'd say to really get away from everything, because that's like in between the two major cities. Some of those parks along the river over there, those are pretty cool.
Okay. What do you miss about the Netherlands besides your family?
Well, the food's an easy answer, obviously. But like coming back to the walks, like I was back in the summer, and my girlfriend came to visit me, and we went on walks like pretty much every day. So just the nature over there, like some of the things that I grew up with that are still like nostalgic to me. I'm a little bit of a nostalgic person, so I always love going back and just revisiting some of the things that I grew up with. That's pretty cool. And the biking. I love biking.
What will you remember the most about Nebraska and Lincoln and playing at Nebraska when your time is done?
Mainly the fans, honestly. Just like packing out PBAs. Like the first year I was here, some of those games that we sold out, the Purdue game, the Wisconsin, like some of those games were insane. And then at Bradley, we didn't have a football team, so just that first experience of a Nebraska football game day, just the buzz of this city right before, and then just the insane amounts of people that like come to it. I still remember the first time like walking into the stadium, and then you walk through the tunnel into the stands, and you just see the sea of people. That like just the overall like fan experience of how bought in people are. Basketball, football, even volleyball. It's insane.
Okay, last one. I was told you can solve this pretty quickly. So
this was like it's my hobby during my ACL rehab, which was my freshman year. So that was 6 years ago. So it's been a little bit since I've actually like been into it, but I can.
You want to start a clock here?
you want to start? You want to try and time me? Man, I can.
Oh, you already went. I was starting the clock.
I'm not gonna get the whole thing, unfortunately, but I can do most of it. I still remember some of the steps.
You have it like almost done.
No, there's still quite a bit more to it. Like the first little bit is intuitive, and then after that, you have to memorize some moves to get it done. So like, I got the bottom, and then the first two layers, and then this one was. I don't remember that one. Yeah. What was it again? I don't remember how to do this. So the last part is you got to get a yellow X on the top, and then there's another algorithm that you gotta do to make the whole top yellow. And then there's gonna be some corner, like some of the middle pieces are gonna be out of place, and then there's one more. But that's memorization. So the first, like the bottom and then the first layers you can do just by looking at it. But then after that, it just becomes like you mess up the rest of the cube too much. Like you gotta memorize it, and I've just not, like it's muscle memory at that point, and I had it for a while, but I haven't done it in so long that the muscle memory is just gone. I actually have a notebook with like all the things.
You wrote down how to do it?
I wrote down all the steps for all the different situations you can be in. So if I have the notebook, I can solve it right now. But no, this is about as far as I'm gonna get right now.
Okay, that's good. All right, Rienk, thanks, man.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
you're welcome.
Yeah.